Hey, everybody. Welcome to Eat, Sleep, Sixers. I am one of your hosts, Jenny from the block. We got a couple guests with us tonight. Looking forward to chopping it up with them. We also have our host, the wonderful 215, the sports guy. I'd like to welcome Jay Frager. How you doing?
Doing good.
All right. And welcome, as always, to Jamar.
What up?
So, before we got started, we were having a little chat about last night's game. And so we all watched it. So I wanted to kind of go around the horn and hear what everybody thought about it. Since you are our guest, I'll start with you, Jamar. Go ahead.
Oh man, it was a tough loss. I mean, I'm not too upset at it. I just think the veteran team at the end figured out a way to pull it out. Sort of the same thing we do with teams that are underneath us. When we playing and we're playing those teams that's not on our caliber, we figure out a way to win, especially when it's a tight game. So Golden State did the same thing. They're good at home. They're terrible on the road. So if they were at Philly, I probably would have felt differently. But I mean, I'm not too mad at the loss, but we got a rebound tonight.
Yeah, I hear that. How about you, Jay?
I was really disappointed because I felt we had that game. We was winning. We was doing really well. And then, I guess certain people that Doc put in, Paul Reed, he looked horrible. It was just went downhill once Embiid went out the game. And it was disappointing because I'm like, we had the lead. You know what I'm saying? Embiid was playing great and it was a waste. That's how I felt. I felt like he played so good and it was just a wasted effort. And we needed that game. We're fighting for second seed. So it was a big loss to me, but we'll
did you watch that game live or did you watch it after you knew the outcome?
No, I watched it live. It was a Friday, so it was late. Usually I don't really like watching when I have to work, but it was late, so I made sure I watched the game. It was pissing me off.
Carl?
It was certain people though.
Yeah.
I felt like, first half, right? Maxey was on Steph Curry. I think he did an excellent job on Steph in the first half. I think he denied on the ball a lot, and made things hard for him. Doc picked the guys up full court like I assumed he would, threw them off a little bit. But second half, somehow Maxey got on the Poole. And Poole went to work on him. I'm not going to pull no punches. He went to work on him with the help of the referees. Jamar, I know you don't like throwing referees in the mix, but it was a lot of 3-point shots off of screens that Maxey was called a foul on, that Poole was sticking his leg out blatantly, trying to get contact, and they were giving it to him. I just don't like that type of basketball. I don't like it, but he learned from one of the best.
I get that to you, but I just don't think we can use that as an excuse. I mean, we know everybody. I mean, coaches are getting fined around the league for criticizing the refs. That's nothing new. We got to let that go and play ball.
Right. Jay, you were saying?
And the thing is, we had our opportunities. That's why I was pissed off, because I'm like, we had the ball. Paul Reed, PJ Tucker, Neon had shots, and they was not making open shots. You're not going to beat a team like that's shot makers if you're missing open shots. I'm like, how are you missing that?
I hear you. And I think that maybe I had the benefit of watching the game today after I already knew the outcome, because I don't stay up for those late night games.
Right.
So I didn't have the emotional attachment to the game because I already knew the outcome. So I was watching the game and I was like, wow, this is an excellent game. Like 3 quarters of just like, it just seemed like it was coming easy to us. We were up. Everybody, Joel was having a phenomenal game.
Tobias
guys were
was
playing good
balling.
Tobias was balling. Maxey was rolling. And then we get into the fourth quarter. And even during the minutes that Embiid sat, I wasn't stressing about it because we were still like holding it down. But when we got to that last 3 minutes, it was literally that last 3 minutes of the game where we just we couldn't get a shot to fall. We couldn't get a shot to fall to save our lives. I think Embiid's 2 free throws were like the only points. And they had 3 snipers out there whose, the hoop was like a swimming pool. So I couldn't get that upset about the loss because of the situation. But if I had been watching that whole game, not knowing the outcome, and then see them lose, I would have been hot. I really would.
I was.
I was hot.
I was
hot. Especially if we stayed up late till midnight watching the game.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Let me ask y'all a question. Why was Springer out there?
I think Joel just went and sat. I don't know. Maybe he was pissed. I don't know. And so they threw out Springer.
we was missing a lot of guys though, so we had to play them because it wasn't just Harden. It was House Jr. He was out. It was like 2 other guys.
But
so
you didn't play him until the
guys.
third quarter. Fourth quarter.
Yeah, there was like 1 minute left. I didn't understand that.
I didn't understand that.
I think that was just garbage minutes. You know, he said he wants to get him some more minutes. And the one thing the kid can do is defend. You know, he can defend. So, you know, if you're going to put him in on some defensive possessions.
What can he defend? We haven't seen that. We haven't seen him defend on the NBA level.
Well, you know, that's the short time he has been in. You know, those are the spurts that he showed.
He's guarding the second and third garbage men in garbage time. Like I don't think you could put him in a game like that because we were still in the point where we could have won the game.
Most definitely.
Well, I think that showed how important Harden is. I think Harden, not being there, you can see there was the holes. It was just evident. Like Harden playing yesterday would have been a whole different outcome in my eyes. Like I really seen the worth. I seen Harden's worth yesterday watching that game.
Yes, absolutely.
I think it's a big hole to fill. Anytime Harden is out, it's a big hole to fill, big shoes to fill when he's out the game.
So they're asking us in the chat. I have some bad news. Once again, Daniel House will be out tonight, and James Harden will be out tonight. Give me a moment, and I will find the starting lineup for tonight. Y'all can carry on with y'all conversation. Just wanted to throw that out.
Nothing about McDaniels?
Nothing about McDaniels. I'm going to assume he's out too. You know, I'm going to assume he's out too. But they haven't.
I think we can survive the other guys. It's Harden. McDaniels, I think we could. He's good, but I think we can beat most teams without him and House Jr. But without Harden,
Phoenix lost last night.
Who?
Phoenix lost last night.
They have 3 losses in a row.
Yeah.
So I mean
they're missing an important piece. They're missing a key piece.
Not even just KD. They're missing Ayton. I don't know if he's playing tonight or not because he was game time decision. But
right.
I mean, they sold their soul for Durant. So
you worried about Ayton? You worried about Ayton? DeAndre Ayton?
You're worried, Jay?
No, I'm worried about playing without Harden. I don't care about anybody else. I really think it's a toss-up with anybody if we don't have Harden. I'm not confident in this team without him because he makes everything go as far as the way he facilitates for everybody else. He makes shots. You know what I'm saying? He's a good player for us. Without him, I'm not confident like that.
I think we got the 2 or 3 seed right now, like either the 2 or the 3. I know you're fighting for the 2. You want the 2 seed.
Yeah, I mean, 2.
I'm good with 2 or 3 right now. Yeah, I don't want to drop further than that. But if it's going to cause Harden to get some rest so we can get that 3, get the 2 or the 3 seed, I'm fine with that. I need Harden in the playoffs. I don't need him right now.
Right. Well, the thing is, getting the 2 seed is important. With him sitting and we losing games, we have no shot at that. And if we don't get the 2 seed, not getting that home court and then playing Milwaukee and Boston on the road, that's going to be a tough task. So at least if we get home court, that would help a little bit to me. That would take the stress off going into the playoffs, especially since we haven't been playing well against Boston.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I think the issue is that he got a sore Achilles. Like, I don't know if you want to take the chance of having him play even the last 6 games we got left, and actually rupturing that.
Still got like 9 games left.
9? It's 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to take the chance of him hurting himself.
That's true. Let's get back to last night for a second, though. Ellis here says if the bench would have stepped up last night, the Sixers win that game. And that's an interesting point.
Agreed.
It's an interesting point.
I don't agree with that.
I was going to say, I
don't agree with that.
Niang and Milton, they had 5 points each. I don't think it wasn't that they didn't step up, but Niang's shots legitimately were rimming out. He was making shots, but they were rimming out. I think what killed us is the number of threes they made, not even just made, attempted versus us, because they attempted 53 threes last night, 50 to our 29. And they got 18 and we got 8. That's 30 more points.
Oh, are we not acting like Steph Curry and Klay Thompson like the best shooters in the NBA? To me, that's a known fact. So I was expecting that. So to me, it had nothing to do with the bench. I'm not expecting Shake to be like Klay Thompson and Jordan Poole and Steph. Like we can't act like they're gonna match up with these guys. It's not. So for me, it wasn't about the bench. We still would have lost to me because even if they make shots, you're not gonna make as much as Poole or Klay or Steph. These are great players. Right. So I'm not putting that pressure on the bench. I just think that they was better than us yesterday. Now, like I said, Harden not being there is a big hole, shoes to fill.
A big hole. You see, we were trying to find offense. We were trying to find offense outside of Joel and B, and we just could not get anything going outside of Joel. That's why you've seen the repetitive touches from him, because if it's not him, then who? For a while, Tobias Harris was, creating his own shots, getting to the middle of the paint with his fadeaway, and late in the fourth, that kind of settled down a little bit when it mattered, and we're pretty easy to defend if it's just Joel going.
Yeah, that's why you need the bench in there. That's why you need the bench to come through. I agree with Alex. I mean, he just posted another thing in the chat. We have 14 points compared to their 39 points. Right?
But Jamal, like Carl said, who did you expect to step up from the bench that could score? We don't have scorers like that to be like stepping up and making shots.
I think PJ. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Yeah, like PJ and Yang, these guys ain't big scorers. So I mean, what did you expect these guys? Did you expect Paul Reed to go out there and get 20? Like, I don't know, where did you think the offense was coming from?
No, you got Yang, you got Shake. You got a couple pieces that could have came out there and did more than what they did. 5 points each is not enough.
But the thing of the matter is, we were winning.
Yes.
Up until that last 3 minutes, man. It was not like it was a bad game and we, played horribly and they were so much better than us. They were not better. If you look at the stats, we were pretty even throughout that whole thing. The only difference was the 3 points. Like that was the big glaring
that was killer season.
But that's what they do,
and that's what they do. And that's why my key to the game was perimeter defense.
Right.
Right. I mean, but you can't stop those guys. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, you can't. You
can't stop them. But I said this. I went on TikTok at halftime and I said this. The threes kind of killed this on our side. There was a lot of attempts and there weren't a lot of makes at all. Love Joel to death. Almost had a 50-piece extra barbecue sauce last night. But he missed 7 threes, before he made one. He missed about 6-7 threes before he made one. Maxey wasn't his usual 3-point self last night. Tobias Harris wasn't. Where was those 3-point shots coming from? And when you're constantly 3-3-3, we hit a 2-pointer. 3-3-3, we hit a 2-pointer. Eventually, those points are gonna, you know what I mean?
Well, if you take 20 more threes than we do, you're gonna get more landing. You know what I'm saying? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
But think about this, though.
They only took 29 threes compared to 50.
A lot of shots that was missed was from like PJ Tucker, for instance. He doesn't make shots anyway. I'm not expecting these guys to be like Steph. And then the thing is, Harden makes things easy for everybody. So without him being there, these shots is gonna be harder than usual.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? They're not getting the ball when you want to get the ball. So like I said, I didn't expect them to do that much. I wasn't expecting it. But like y'all said, we had the lead. That's the thing that was upsetting to me, is the fact that we was up. So we was doing well. You know what I'm saying? And
I'm gonna tell you something about PJ though. I'm gonna tell you something about PJ. And I gave him his flowers. I gave him his flowers on last night. Sure, I've been giving him his flowers. I see the things he does on the court that other people may not see.
Yeah.
But them wide open threes in clutch time, those wide open looks that they give you from doubling off. Hey, I need you. Hey, Jamar, I need you to hit 1 or 2 of them joints, bro. I need you to hit 1 or 2.
Listen,
then it becomes a Ben Simmons situation.
We can't put him in those positions because that's not his game.
I mean, before he got here, that was his game. Bro.
It was never his game. He just was hitting wide open shots when not every time he shot him, but nobody was playing defense on him. The guy averages 6 points a game his whole career.
He was an elite corner 3-point
He was never elite.
Yeah, but
corner 3-point shooter.
Yeah, but
I don't know why he was missing those corner threes last night. He shot a few, but then none of them, they all rimmed out. So
go ahead,
Brent's saying the team isn't bad without Harden, but he means aren't contenders without him, in his opinion. And that is 100% true. If we don't have Joel and Harden, we're not contending.
Yeah, people forgot that we was like 12-12 before Harden came back when he was hurt, and then so we was bad before he came back. You know what I'm saying? We was 12-12, and then when he came back in December, we had the best record in the NBA. So it's obvious that we are a much better team, and we're decent without him. We're not good without him. We're decent, not good.
No, we're not gonna go anywhere if he's not playing. That's why I'm cool with him sitting out these games, because we actually need him in the playoffs.
Right.
We need that presence in the playoffs, and right now, like him playing, against Phoenix or the rest of the season, I'm kind of all right with him. As long as we don't slip past 3, which I don't think we can.
No, we're not. But at the same time, if we stay in pat at 3, and then we don't have home court, we playing Boston on the road, knowing that we're like 0-3, whatever it is against Boston. That's a tough task to fill, because Boston it's a bad matchup for us. And to play them on the road,
bad matchup.
And play them on the road too. Playing them on the road too. I'd rather us get the second seed, because if we don't, it's going to be, he might strain his Achilles even more, because we're going to be playing so much harder now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Trying to win those games. So I'd rather get home court. I mean, me personally, I'd rather get home court.
Yeah, I think we're behind like a game and a half from Boston now.
That's why that game yesterday was huge.
It was huge, but we do have that head-to-head. If we win that, we're back.
And if we win
their
these other
schedule
games,
is much more of a cakewalk than ours. Like, we have the hardest schedule. We are playing playoff level team every game here on out, right?
Yeah. That's why we need Harden. I want him to play. Like, I don't want the sitting out stuff. Not now. I mean, me personally, I wouldn't. I want him to play. Okay. Freak injuries happen, so I mean, you can't go by that. You can sit them person the whole time and they get hurt in the playoffs for game 1.
Right.
So.
Well, I mean, we'll see what happens. Like I said, I mean, Harden is definitely a big key to the game, a key to this team. Like, we definitely need him. I just want him to be healthy, and want him to be able to, play when we really, really need that.
Oh, yeah. Jason's making a point down here. Boston has the best road record in the league, and we're second best. So, I mean, no matter what, going through Boston is going to be a challenge. We do not match up against them well. We have been swept by them. We have been handed, been close to swept by them in the playoffs. They always have our numbers. So we need to be the very, very best version of ourselves that we can be.
I think we can beat them. I'm confident we can beat them, but I would much rather have home court advantage. I mean, that helps a lot.
I need to see that April 4th game before I get. I mean, we need to not. They cannot sweep us for the season. We have got to figure it out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I don't. Why is Harrell in Doc's doghouse? I feel like I want him to play a little bit more. You know what I'm saying?
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. And not just Montrez. We have 3 backup bigs sitting on our roster. One of them played 6 minutes last night. The rest of them didn't play at all. Why are we wasting these roster spots on 3 backup bigs that don't get any tick? It doesn't make any sense. Somebody help me out here.
I think you're preaching to the choir. We don't know.
I
said that, we didn't need no backup big. I thought that Trez, I call my man Trez, was good. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and I thought that Paul Reed, the experience that Paul Reed was getting was going to help him out in the long run, but I didn't think we needed to add Dedmon. I thought we should have went for some more wing. I mean, we got McDaniels, but I thought we should have went more in that direction to be able to defend that perimeter a little bit better.
Yeah.
Boy, I tell you, without freaking House or McDaniels, we are showing our weaknesses on that. We had to bring Korkmaz in.
Yeah, Corky had a. I thought of you when he brought Korkmaz in the game.
I was like, oh no.
But he wasn't that bad. It was Paul
No,
Reed.
he wasn't that bad. He wasn't.
Paul Reed looked a hot mess, and I see why he only had 6 minutes, because there was at one point he got the ball, like he had it in his hands. He had a wide open lane to the basket, missed it. Then he made a turnover. He had the rebound, made a turnover. Right, it was like in 6 minutes. It was like he was scared. He didn't want to be out there. It just looked bad, and I was like, I don't know why Doc don't want to try a different center. I didn't get that part. Or go small.
Well,
and then, so now he's going to be playing Joel, not massive minutes on a back-to-back right before he goes to play against Jokic in Denver. So I would like to think that we'll see a little bit of a switch up tonight, and maybe he'll play a little bit more of the backups.
Well, when I say small, you can play PJ Tucker at center.
That's does that sometimes. Yeah, he does that sometimes.
But that's what I'm saying. Like Paul Reed shouldn't have played. Like I would have played Tucker at the center, because they go small. Like Draymond Green is a center sometimes. So when Green was in there, I would have played PJ Tucker at the big. I wouldn't have played Paul Reed. You can see when he came in the game, he was a mess.
But who would have taken PJ's place? That's the issue. Like we're so short guys right now, because we have 3 freaking backup bigs on our squad.
Well, Korkmaz, he played. So I would have played. I would have had Korkmaz, Tucker, Tobias, Shake, and Max. I would, I would have switched it up, but I would have had to Korkmaz move over to the power forward or something on it, small forward. Like they went small, Golden State. So we could have did the same thing. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I don't know. I didn't like when Paul Reed came in. I was just like disappointed seeing him do the stuff he was doing. He was making bad, costly turnovers and missing like open shots.
It's always been my point that PJ. This has been always my point that Paul Reed was never ready. You know what I mean? I like him getting his experience during the regular season. I like him playing, a lot of the minutes that he's been playing during, the early part of the season. But he's still got a lot of growing to do. He's still got a lot of learning to do. You know what I mean? But I think they did go small ball a lot in that second half with PJ at the center. So I mean, I think Doc saw that and was like, you know what, let's get him out the game, put PJ at the 5, and let's play small ball. I want to address that's my brother Jason. He said we don't have any backup bigs that could defend a big body center. Dedmon is hurt. He's been hurt. I mean, he can't. He's not been playing. So I don't think that getting him was a plus.
I thought he was better. I thought he's back.
He didn't play last game.
I know why.
That's what I'm saying too. Like why? Like I mean, Dedmon is not.
Start getting him in there, man.
I don't know why they got him. He was not worth getting. I don't understand that.
I don't either. I really don't. I don't think I'm ever gonna understand it. But
I like Trez though. I would have loved.
I don't know. Please explain it to me. I don't think I've gotten anybody in any of the chats ever, or anyone in the media who writes for the Sixers, to explain to me why Doc refuses to play that man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
I don't know.
Yeah, he had one bad game. I think it was against the Knicks, and in the Garden. And after that game, he didn't really play that much. And I'm like, okay, it happens. Paul Reed played bad too, and he hasn't played him much since then. And I think they had. This is what I think happened is they had like a backroom conversation, and Trez was like, "Don't play me if you're gonna give me garbage minutes," something like that. Like he talked to Doc, and they had a conversation. Because even in garbage time, he don't get in. You know what I'm saying? So I think he told him, like, I'd rather not play. Like something in that, room where they talked and he's told him, like, don't play me. That's my opinion.
Could be.
I don't know, but he does. He like brought that aggression and that fire, and
and he can score. Defensively, he's a liability, but sometimes you have to take the good with the bad. At least he does something good. Whereas sometimes when Paul Reed comes in there, he does two things bad, defensively and offense. You know what I'm saying? On both ends.
Right. It depends on who they're playing.
Yeah.
I think like if it's a really good team like the Warriors, he gets flustered. But average teams, he does pretty good things. He grabs a lot of boards, and he's a hustler. So
you can't put Paul Reed in a position where you're asking him to do too much or think.
Yes,
it's not his game.
That's right.
What it is. You know what it is too. I think a lot of it has to do with the lineups too with him. You see what I'm saying? Like if you play him with certain people, because I remember he played when we played Boston, we was up, and we let the lead go, but we had Niang in there, Paul Reed, Shake Milton. That's a bad lineup to have together because you're not gonna have no scoring in defense. You know what I'm saying? It's unlikely. So if you have Paul Reed in there, you can't put him in there with guys like Niang, Shake Milton. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to work.
Right.
You can't put him in with certain lineups.
Right.
You just can't.
That's always been his problem. He thinks too much of the game, and that's not good for him.
Yeah.
He just needs to be able to rebound, block shots, and play whatever defense he can play. That's
it. You got to put him in with starters like Maxey and Tobias, even Harden. Maxey, Tobias, Harden with Paul Reed and maybe some other bench player. That works, but you can't have him in there with Niang, Shake Milton, and guys that what I'm saying, because now you ask him to do too much now because he's gonna have to score and rebound.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So it's just certain lineups I don't like him in.
So what are we gonna do for tonight or the keys to the game?
I was just going to get us shift, and we need to shift into tonight's game since, bringing you the West Coast schedule. We're doing half the show on the previous game and then half the show on the game we're about to watch. So, Phoenix Suns. We don't know if DeAndre Ayton's playing or not. He was a game time decision. We do know that they don't have Kevin Durant. We do know that they're on a 3-game losing streak, and maybe not where they were once upon a time. They used to be contenders, and now I don't think so much. So, that being said, Jay, I'll go to you first this time. What are your keys to victory for tonight?
I just think that we have to kind of go through and beat again. Keep feeding him the ball since they don't really have a big man that can stop him. Feed him the ball. I think the bench is going to have to, play well, and Doc's going to have to, shuffle the lineups a little bit and put the right people in together. Because even though Phoenix has been struggling, they have guys that get streaky, and Booker can light it up quick.
Oh yeah.
So we have to be careful of that. And when he's in the game, we can't be put in lineups where we have a whole bench lineup. Like we can't do that. We have to shuffle it a little bit. So I think Doc has to coach. I think Embiid has to, go out there and beast. And, we need Tobias to step up like he's been stepping up. And I think we'll be all right.
Right.
All right. What do you think, Jamar?
I'm saying put a body in front of Booker. You got to be able to stop him. You got to be able to at least slow him down. You're not going to stop him.
Who's the body you're putting on Booker?
Oh, man.
Milton.
Yeah, Melton. Yeah, it would have to be Melton. I mean, because you can't put PJ in front of him because PJ is going to get cooked. But I think if you put Melton in front of him, hope to contain Booker. And, I live with Chris Paul's, and, if Aiden's not playing, you don't have too much after that. So if we stop Booker tonight, we should be in good shape to win. Like Jay said, we still need Tobias to step up, and B needs to play his game, be on his A game. And the rest of our role players need to, participate in the game and not just be out there watching, We definitely need some production from the bench too tonight. That will help pretty, a lot.
Yeah, it would help. It would help. So I'm going to read off some of what I'm reading here in the chat. So contain Booker. She says contain Booker, of course. Haha. If you're complaining about fouls last night, get ready for Chris Paul. Lex says, oh man. Let's see. And
Harden is out.
Harden's out.
Yeah, Harden's out.
Harden's out. That's right. We knew that already. Some Philly Fade said Ayton is out. And so that's that for me. Keys to the game. I'm going to echo a little bit of what Jay said and say about the coaching. I think maximizing. I think he did what he was supposed to do last night. He went with a hot hand. That was Embiid. But then again, like, we need to play as a team. We need to get this bench involved. It's going to make Embiid's life a lot easier, and it's going to score us more points, right? So they get more touches. Obviously, if their shots aren't going in, well, that's a problem. But I would like to see the bench get more involved. And of course, I would like Doc to maybe give one of these other freaking backup bigs he's got sitting around some tick, because if Paul Reed's not it in the playoffs, we got to figure out who is. Because Embiid can't play 48 minutes unless he's just planning on going small ball. Then we got to figure out who's sliding in that spot. And it can't be Korkmaz, not in the playoffs.
Daniel House is out too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was out yesterday.
I didn't even know he was injured. That was a surprise. Just all of a sudden, okay.
Yeah.
No Korkmaz. I mean, no House. So who's plays center on Phoenix?
Does Biyombo still play with them?
I think that is their backup center.
Yeah, Biyombo, I mean, he's decent. I don't know. They've been changing. It's been a revolving door in Phoenix, where they just trading people like left and right. But I believe he was. And then they have some guy named Jock something.
Jock Landale? Yeah, he played on the Australian Olympic team.
Yeah, Jock Landale, him. So I think that those two play center. But I just want to give props to Embiid for playing back-to-backs now, because usually he wouldn't play this game, especially after what he did last night. So for him to play, that's big. I think we have a good chance because he's going to be there. So, I think we'll win.
Yeah, I mean, VG usually likes to say, as long as we have the best player on the floor, we have a good chance of winning. Yeah. We do. So I don't think anyone's going to contest that Embiid is going to be the best player on that floor tonight. And what do y'all think, man? He is really looking good in that MVP race. He is
he has it locked up.
We have to keep winning games. That's the key. And we have a hard schedule ahead of us. So if we keep winning, he has it locked up. But if we slide and lose games, it's going to be tough, especially if Giannis keeps winning. Like I said, I mean, it goes back to how we end the season with wins.
Right.
I think that's key. But I think he's gonna win it. I'm confident he will. I think we're gonna win games. I think we'll.
I think it would be really great if we win tonight, because I really want to get that 50th win under our belt. That's like that's what you always want to get to, that 50 point. I'm gonna address some of these comments here in the chat. So Philly Fate said spread just moved down to 1 point in Phoenix favor. So it was up to like 2.5, I think, maybe earlier. So now it's down to 1 point. So I don't know what that is, unless they just announced that Ayton wasn't actually playing, or somebody else maybe isn't playing. I don't know. Caleb, he's saying, warn y'all to watch out for the Warriors. They are pretenders. Curry has 4 rings. Remember that. Yeah, I don't know about pretenders, but I do know that they are a fourth quarter. They'll knock you out in the fourth quarter. That's kind of like what they do. Korkmaz is only good on handling the ball. If Korkmaz isn't handling the ball, he can't play. He's amazing at handling the ball. Ryan, I am going to have to disagree with you heartily with that one. When Korkmaz turns that ball over the second he gets into the game. I mean, it's constant. He is a turnover machine. And if you ever watch him dribble the ball up the court, oh my goodness.
Jalen McDaniels is playing tonight.
Jalen's playing.
Yes.
That's a good sign. And we probably won't see much Korkmaz.
You do not like Korkmaz. Korkmaz.
No, he's so
I have a love-hate relationship with Korkmaz because I've seen him get 30-point games a couple of times.
I've seen it too. And then the next game or next 5 games, he's like shooting bricks.
But have you ever seen that from like anybody else on our bench that can capable of getting 30-point games? Because like I said, I've seen him do it like 4 straight times. So I don't like Korkmaz either, but sometimes when things is going bad, I wouldn't mind putting them in because I'm like, I don't trust these other guys. They can't get points, you know, and Korkmaz can get streaky sometimes. So it's a hit or miss.
He gets streaky. And Shake once upon a time.
Yeah.
Sniper Shake.
Yeah.
He could get his 30 points.
Yeah.
He could get like 7 threes in a game. You wouldn't know.
Yeah. When Harden and Embiid and Maxey wasn't there, Milton was like our best player. You know, I'm talking about Shake, not the other. I'm talking about Shake. Yeah. He was big for us. Like when we didn't have those 3 guys for a month, Shake was doing his thing. He was cooking out there. So I like Shake. You know what I'm saying? I like Shake a lot, and a lot of people are hard on him, but I don't have no issue with him.
I think Shake forces a lot. I think he forces the issue a lot. You know what I mean? Instead of letting it come to him and taking what's there, I think he forces it to try to be the hero a lot.
Well, in his defense, I'm telling you, this is a problem that Doc has. He'll go with that all-bench lineup. And then when you go with that all-bench lineup with guys that can't score, Shake has to go and, you know what I'm saying, force it.
Jay, I don't agree with that. You know why? It's like that when he was on that break with Niang. Niang wide open, and this guy tried to take a layup. You know what I mean? And he had people. He had somebody drip all over. He does that a lot. He does that a lot.
We've had this discussion on our podcast a couple times. Like, he is a bit of a ball hog. He gets that ball in his hand. He doesn't want to pass it.
Right.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I play basketball. If I'm dribbling and I see Niang on a break and I see Paul Reed, I'm shooting. I'm not passing to those guys. I'm not passing to those guys. If I see them on the break, I'm just not doing it. I'm sorry. That's what I'm saying. These lineups is what's killing Shake sometimes. I'm not playing.
If Niang is wide open and Paul Reed is wide open, you're not going to pass it to him?
On the break, if done running the break, I don't think about Niang dribbling the basketball on a break. He on a spot up. If he's a spot up shooter, if he's spotting up, I'll give you the ball. I'll give him that. But I'm talking about on a break, running on a break. I'm just saying I'm knowing my personnel, and I don't feel confident in those guys making layups on a break, on a 3-on-1 break.
But the problem is you gotta have confidence in your team and your teammates. You know, if you're a Shake Milton and you're running the break and you got Niang on the 3, you got Paul Reed slashing to the cup, you gotta get that up. And especially if you gotta play.
If he's spotting up, I totally agree with you because Niang can shoot. If he's spotting up, I'm talking about on a fast break, we running. He's on one side, the one's on the other side. I'm saying that's a tough call to make because I don't have confidence in Niang dribbling the basketball, going downhill to the basket.
If you're leading the break, you're not asking him to do that. You know, if you're leading the break, you're asking him to go ahead out there on that 3-point line and spot up, get ready to shoot. Same with Paul Reed. Just cut to the basket. I'm gonna throw it up if you're open. But Shake is like, I'm not doing none of that. I'm going to score because I want the points.
I bet you if it was Maxey, he'd pass that ball. That's my point.
Maxey is proven though. I mean, but you still got to, like, in your all bench lineup, you still got to tell your guys on the bench, like, listen, we're going to run. Regardless if I'm getting the points, let's score. Let's get a positive possession. Like, because what he do. Go ahead, Jen. I'm sorry.
No. Go.
Like I said, you got to know your personnel. In certain situations, there's certain people. It's like if you see Paul Reed posting up at the 3-point line, like would you give him the ball? Like certain situations, you not. Like it depends on the person and what the position they're in. There's certain people that can't get the ball certain positions.
I've seen Embiid go one-on-one and see Maxey on the 3-point line and you know, throw it out to him.
Yeah.
You gotta trust him. Hit that shot. They're telling him. Shoot the ball.
But he can make that shot. That's why.
But that's what I'm saying is trusting your personnel. Like, you know, regardless of what's going on, shoot the ball. I'm going to throw the ball until you shoot it. I don't care what's going on.
I would like Maxey. I would prefer Maxey to make the pass than to, like, he goes straight for the basket with a head of steam, and he just, like, tosses it up there willy-nilly too much.
Yeah, he wants to foul. Yeah, like, he does.
I'm
He does.
like, dude, they're half the time they don't go in, and I don't know. It would be really smart coaching to say, hey, when Max is going in there at a head of steam, and he is likely to miss that because he's not really looking at where he's throwing the ball, to be there for the offensive rebound. Somebody.
But that's why I say Doc has to play the right lineups. It's all on Doc. I'm not putting certain people in together. That's my point. Like I said, I'm not putting Shake in a position where he has to be our main scorer. Like, I'm not putting him in a position where he has to take over. So I'm gonna put Shake in with Maxey, Melton. I'm not putting him in with Paul Reed, Niang. You know what I'm saying? Guys that I know are not gonna score because I know Milton's gonna be like, I have to do everything.
But let me ask you a question. Wouldn't you think that the decision making is the best feature for a point guard?
It is. It definitely is.
So if he's in the lineup,
Harden.
if he's in that lineup when it's all bench players, you would think that he would say, like, Doc is telling him, I'm challenging you, your mind, your decision making, to say, can you trust your guys to make the shots? Like, look at MJ. Look at MJ in the finals.
Maxey's not a point guard.
No, I know. I'm just talking about Shake.
He's about the bench.
Shake. Shake's not a point guard either.
So Jamal, let me ask you a question. Let's say you're right, and you pass the ball to open guys, and it's going off their foot, go out of bounds, missing layups.
That's a bad pass.
No. I've seen Paul Reed get the ball in his hands, and he just drops it. I've seen it happen a million times.
Okay, I'm not talking about like a Paul Reed. I'm talking about like a Niang, because he's out there with like Niang, McDaniels, and all those guys.
But what I'm saying is Niang's a spot-up shooter. If Niang's not spotting up and he's on a fast break, he's going to have to get the ball and dribble it and go to the basket and make it on a defender. That's not his game.
But here's the problem, though. What I'm saying is I agree with what y'all are saying, but the problem is when Shake is on that court, he's just too focused on making his shot.
Yeah.
He's not focused on getting nobody else involved. And that's not a good position to be in as a point guard.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. But I'm just saying certain lineups, I see where he's going with it. Certain lineups, if he's in, I agree with you, he does do that. But if he's in there with Maxey and Tobias, something like that, I will expect you to pass. But when you're in there with guys that can't score, you got to be able to score. We need points.
Right.
So what do y'all think about Philly Fade here? Any betters? I'm not a better, but we usually do over-unders, but BG ain't here tonight. So we are just going to forego that segment. Leaning Embiid over 34 points. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah,
that's practically his average. Average. He is gonna be called upon mightily tonight. So yeah, I definitely think Caleb also agrees that Shake is definitely a ball hog.
I'm just saying, sometimes you have to be that way. He is a ball hog. I totally agree with you. He doesn't pass enough, but. Yeah, some of these guys, it's like, why he even gave him the ball in the first place? That's how I look at it.
And Caleb's also made another good point. Niang turns up, Sixers will win. If Niang is making those shots, making hit like 6 threes or whatever, he can. If we're getting clang, we're not getting anything from our bench. If we're getting bang bang, we're shooing.
Clang clang. I never heard that one. Clang.
Oh, that's my lot. You don't watch the show enough, then.
Yeah. No, the Sixers need to take that one. Clang clang. Yeah.
So with Shake's on this is your brother?
Yeah, that's my brother.
Okay. Hello, dude. Jamar's brother.
Yeah. See, he's saying what I'm saying. He's when Shake's on the floor with a whole baseline, he's the only one that can get his own shot.
Because he just dribbles until he gets his own shot, forces it.
I'm just saying, though, he's the only one that can do that.
I hear you, but here's the problem, right? He can get his own shot. That's already a guarantee. We know that. The problem is, can you get everybody else to get their shot? Because it's just like this. Put it like this: when I don't want to bring up another team, but like when Jordan was in the finals, you know what I mean? He trusted John Paxson. Guy who wasn't really proven. He ain't know him. Like,
he can shoot though. He can shoot.
But wait. Clutch moments of the game. That's usually Jordan time. Like I'm not giving that up. I'm the man on this team.
I would trust my shooter. If I got a shooter and he's in a 3-point line, I'm gonna trust him because I know he can shoot.
But you're saying that this. but you're saying at the same time that Shake has nobody else. And if he's on the floor with an all-bench lineup, think about it. It's Niang out there. It's McDaniels. There's a couple other people out there that can shoot or that can play. Because Anselm just said he don't agree. He thinks Shake passes too much. Watch Shake tonight. Let's say watch him tonight and see if all y'all come back in this chat and say some of the same things that I'm saying.
No, because I don't think Doc gonna do that anymore. Doc don't do that. But I'm telling you, I've seen Shake in there, and I'm like, Doc, why are you putting all these guys in together? He's done that, and I'm like, I don't get it.
Last year, that was like his thing. He would do that all bench lineup. I swear to God, he even did that in the playoffs. I was like,
yeah, you can't do that. And the thing is, it messes up everything because now you asking guys that doesn't really do certain things to do it now. Now you asking Shake to be the main, scorer, facilitator, everything. And Shake's gonna do what he wants. If you tell him to shoot, he's gonna shoot. And I guarantee you, Doc is like, we need you to score.
Let me ask you this: What if you're in a position where you need these guys to step up and play big minutes? Because
I'm gonna tell you, you know what I would do? I would say, Niang, spot up at the 3-point line. If you go into the basket on a fast break, I'm not giving you the ball. I need you to, when we go on the break, go to the 3-point line, spot up. I'm gonna pass you there. Paul Reed, set a screen. Like I said, if I'm in there with all these guys, I'm not. There's certain things but I would tell you. I would communicate. I would say, Niang, go to the 3-point line. Paul Reed, cut, screen, whatever, and then on a roll, I'll give you the ball in the alley or something like that. But like I said,
if you watch Niang, I don't know if that's me. I'm sorry. If you watch Niang, he runs to the 3-point line. It's just that when they chase him off the 3-point line, he drives. And a lot of times when he drives, he's not the most athletic, but he's not, he's not missing layups a lot.
So here's the thing too, and I've seen Doc do this too. He'll put PJ Tucker in the game also with these guys. Like, you putting Tucker in there with Niang, and you have what you expect Shake to do. Like, Shake's gonna look at that and be like, "Oh, I have to go out there and cook." You know what I'm saying? He's looking at these guys.
But you gotta realize, Jay, he's supposed to be a point guard. It's supposed to be, you're supposed to look to get others involved first, and then you. So even with PJ, even if you slice into the basket, right, to get the layup, PJ gonna be out in the corner for the 3 wide open. You got to be able to say, you know what? I know everybody's coming to me. Let me throw that out to PJ. Now shot.
I think Doc's really more interested in like positionless basketball. He wants everybody to play everything. Right?
Yeah, look what Ann said. I will put 2 starters. Exactly. I will put two starters on the floor at all times, especially with Shake. When Shake's in the game, you have to put Maxey or Tobias in with him. That's the key.
All time.
Yeah, that's the key. If you don't, you're going to have issues. And another thing with PJ Tucker is PJ Tucker runs away from. Did you see the one play him and B was passing them back and forth to each other?
Yeah. The announcer said they do that in practice a lot, but it was like they were playing hot potato. Like just
exactly. It looked like PJ did not want to shoot the ball. So sometimes he doesn't even want to shoot.
Maybe he wasn't feeling confident in his shot because his shot was shit last night. So in that case,
he was. But he's wide open. So that's what I'm saying. So if I'm Shake, I'm passing the ball. It depends. Like I said, it all depends.
I can't just hide in that corner unless you're going to shoot it. That drives me nuts. Don't hide over in the corner like you're wide open for a corner 3 if you're not actually going to shoot the ball.
Yeah. But Doc gotta realize when somebody's off, you gotta take him out. You know what I'm saying? You gotta take him out and just play somebody else or put a different lineup in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like it's Doc. Doc got a lot of decisions to make.
Yeah.
Well, this is 100% true, Philly Fade. We do play a lot of ISO ball. We especially play a lot of ISO ball when either. Hey, who's back?
Got a family emergency. My kid cut his face over his godmom's house. I just had to go get him real quick.
Oh my God! You don't need to be on here, man. We appreciate you, but
I owe y'all the apology. I'm sorry about y'all.
No, you don't.
No.
Absolutely. We've been just chopping it up.
All right,
especially when are you leaving us? Bye. Thanks, Carl.
Bye.
And goodbye. So, especially when either Harden or Joel is out. Like, I think when Harden's out, Joel feels like he needs to take the game over. I think that happens a lot.
He has to, though. Who else is going to do it?
That's a good question. That's a really good
that's
question.
What I'm saying about Shakes. Saying my thing.
But you got to trust your teammates. This is what I'm talking about for tonight. Like,
Jamal, you're confusing me now.
No. Hold on.
You saying what I was just saying with Shake.
And B had 8 assists.
He almost had
He's trusting his team.
Night.
He's giving it up.
No, that was by accident.
Ain't no by accident. He knows he's trusting his team. He's telling guys, yo, listen, you open, I'm going to find you. You slashing, I'm passing. Yeah. He does that. Shake is like, I don't care what you're doing. You could be wide open. I am going straight to the basket.
Nah, he don't do that.
He does.
He might do that once in a blue moon, but I've seen Shake a lot. Listen, when I see him play with Maxey, I've seen him give Maxey the ball consistently, especially on a fast break. On a fast break, I've seen it because he knows Maxey's faster than him. So on a break, he gives it up. I'm telling you, he does it. It depends on who's playing with him. He passes the ball, especially when he's in there with Maxey or Tobias.
I'm not saying he doesn't. He just doesn't do it enough. And like he passes the ball maybe at the wrong times. Times that he should go for the layup or shoot the jump shot, he passing the ball. Times that he shouldn't go for the layup or shoot the jump shot, he's shooting it. You can't, you got to know the difference between when you're supposed to go and when you're not supposed to go. And to me, that's the reason why Doc is saying, like, I'm going to put you out there with people who we say is all bench lineup who can't score, because I want to see your decision making. You need to develop that. You need to trust your guys and say, you know what? It's not all about me. I'm not just going to go straight to the cup every time. I might cut to the cup or, penetrate, but then I'm going to dish it out. Because you got to be able to trust your players. And how do you get a player going? Confidence and giving them the ball. That's what you got to be able to do. Like, because if Joel Embiid fouls out, Harden's not playing, what are you going to do if Shake is going to the cup every time and not giving the ball?
No, but realistically, when Harden and Max and all the guys are out, Shake goes out there and gets buckets, and he goes out and hogs, and we won. Like, I've seen Shake take over games. When we had all these guys out, Shake was the man. Shake was our best player.
No, I agree with that.
So what I'm saying is those type of times, those moments, I think Shake should be not, I want to say a ball hog, but he has to look to score. He has to look to score at certain times, but we don't have those guys in there because we don't have the scorers in there. You know what I'm saying?
I think Ann is pointing out a valid point, but I mean,
shots will seem like doesn't pass the ball. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He does pass. I've seen him do it, and then people miss shots, and then I've seen it where he does go nut, and he'll go like, "I want to shoot and score," and it's like, we don't need you to do that. But then I'm looking, I'm like, these guys are not making shots. You know what I'm saying? They're not.
And but let me address this. And bad miss shots because he's taking bad shots. That's the difference. He's not taking good shots and missing because we're like, oh, okay, that was a good shot. That was a good look. He's taking bad shots and missing. It's like, all right, you could have passed that one. You didn't need to take that shot.
Yeah, but we can say that about anybody, though. There's a lot of people I've seen take bad shots. I've seen, like, even yesterday, I've seen, guys that we count on taking bad shots. Even Tobias. Tobias was good, playing well yesterday, but a lot of times he was making bad shots. I'm like, why would you take that shot fading away on, like, he didn't even look. He just turned around, did a spin move, and then shot the ball. Like, sometimes it happens with a lot of our guys. We take bad shots sometimes.
But did he have 7 people on him?
No, but I'm saying a lot of times we're taking a fadeaway shot on 2 players. Like, to me, that's a bad shot either way. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you have somebody else open. Right. So I've seen it where a lot of our guys do that. It ain't just Shake Milton. It's like we make it seem like Shake's the only one that does that. No, there's a lot of our guys.
No, you're not wrong. And Philly Fade's talking about what I was talking about earlier when he just like goes too fast and is out of control and makes these really ugly shots. I would like to see him make better shot selections too. Oh my goodness. Well,
that's his game though. He does that. I mean, some of them be like, come on, Maxie, like, but that's his game.
Yeah, and he scores like that too. So I can't
He
even complain.
does.
I'm
He
like,
does. Sometimes the circus shots go in, but you
yeah,
know, a
yeah.
lot of
And he
times
gets
they
fouled.
don't.
They don't call it. Yeah, he don't get the calls either. So he gets fouled a lot on those.
Yeah, he does not get the calls. You're right. He has not. He has not won that
Yeah.
respect yet. So he has not gotten those calls. But anyway, y'all know it's getting to be about that time. Let's throw
Yep.
in a quick bold prediction before we go watch this team. Jamar?
Oh, I'm gonna start my bold off with I'm gonna go Maxi 40-piece tonight.
Nice.
Mm.
I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it. How about you, Jay?
I got Embiid getting about 45 today. I think he's gonna get 45. They don't have no bigs to stop him today, so I really think he's gonna go off. I got him getting 45.
Yeah, I don't know how bold that is since he got 46 last night.
Yeah, I don't think that's
Well,
bold, Jay. You got to do another one.
He averages 34 though, so I mean that's
Yeah, yeah.
9 points more.
But he had 46 last night, Jay. You got to give us another one. Come on, Jay. Come on, Jay.
Look at him. He's like, nah.
All right, Tobias.
Nah.
Tobias is hot. Tobias is hot. He'll get 25 today.
Okay.
Tobias been playing really well, so I got a good feeling he's gonna do his thing today.
All right. And I'm gonna go with Niang. Niang is gonna get his legs under him. He's gonna get us 7 threes. 7 from George Niang. Bold. All right, y'all. You know what time it is.
10 minutes.
I want to say thank you to Jamar and Jay for joining me tonight. This has been lots of fun chatting with you guys. Look forward to having you back on. You're always welcome here on Eat Sleep Sixers. Thanks to everybody in the chat joining us. You guys have been great. It's been a lot of fun. I don't have any like fancy things to say like Jose, but I will say Eat Sleep Sixers depends on words of mouth advertisements, and we are all over the place. We are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We are on iHeartRadio, Facebook. We are on Twitch. We are on Instagram. We are on YouTube, and we are on Twitter. So please, if you're watching us on YouTube, subscribe to our channel. Give us a like. If you're watching us on Facebook Live, make sure you like our page so you can get all of our updates. If you're listening to us on a podcast station, please give us a 5-star review, subscribe to our channel, and give us a comment. Tell us that you're there. We love to hear from you. So, that being said, we are going to go get this dub right now.
Go Sixers.
Go Sixers. Now, I got to figure out how to end this broadcast, but thank you all for hanging in with us. We will be back Monday when we play the Denver Nuggets. And I believe that's another later show. So it'll probably be an hour pregame and no postgame again. All right. And Wepa. Go Sixers.
All right.
Peace, everybody.